Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a frequently asked questions about the stepper. I use the stepper to work out at home and get most of my steps. And on August 2nd, I posted a video that went super viral and I got a lot of questions in the comments. So we're gonna go through those and I'm gonna insert the video right here that I'm talking about. Essentially, it's me talking about getting 10,000 steps a day, and that's when I really started to notice results. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that, give you a couple of answers to your questions regarding the stepper and just some information, because I just used the stepper. I found it on Amazon and I decided to start using it because it's an amazing piece of equipment that is super easy to use. It's very affordable, convenient to store in your apartment. So if you are somebody who has a small apartment and just wants to get some sort of activity in your small place, or if you're just on a budget, I think a stepper would be great. The main question that I always get is, where did I get my stepper? I got my stepper off of Amazon and they will all be linked down below. I have a few steppers, and that is the next question. Why do I have different steppers? When I first started my fitness journey and I first started posting content, using the smaller stepper was about $70 when I first got it. I started using that stepper, to be honest with you, we were in the middle of a pandemic and gyms were closed, and I wanted to start working out at home. I would initially go out for walks in the park, but then I had a bad experience where somebody followed me home, so I had to stop going to the park for walks. And I wanted a way that I could get my steps in at home. But even though we had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, we were going through a pretty tough financial situation where I couldn't really afford a treadmill. And I tried jumping rope, but it would hurt my ankles and my knees a lot. So all I was trying to do was find a way to get my steps in at home and do some cardio at home. And then I saw the stepper from a Laura Lee video. Actually, she showed the stepper and she was like, actually, this is how I've been getting my steps in at home. And I was like, that is amazing. I put the stepper on my cart, but the reality is that when you are in a tough financial situation, even $70 seems like a lot. And as much as I wanted to get the stepper, it was still something that I was considering, because if you haven't been in the situation where $70 is a lot of money, I'm very happy for you. That is amazing, but I have. I told my husband about it and I was like, I'm really considering getting the stepper. Like, I don't know, like I think that it could help me find a routine to work out, because back then I would work out, but not consistently, because I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy working out like that. All I really had was a set of resistance bands, a yoga mat, and my jump rope. That was literally all I had. Well, I really didn't find like a routine with just those things. Could I have now? Yes, looking back, I could have found a routine just using those 3 things, but it really wasn't a lot of fun for me. And it wouldn't really get my heart rate up. And when you're just starting your fitness journey, getting your heart rate up and getting that sweat is really satisfying and very motivating. And I was lacking that. So I sat on the stepper on my cart for a while. Like, I sat on that decision for about 2 weeks until like I told my husband, I was like, I'm gonna get this and I am gonna make it work for me. Like, I think it's gonna be so good. I finally purchased it, and when it arrived, it didn't require any setup, and it made me really fall in love with working out. At the beginning, I would do, I couldn't even last 15 seconds on my stepper, and I would go very slow, and I would use the resistance bands. But the more that I used the resistance bands, I realized I didn't like using those. So I just used like the steps. I would really look forward to being on my stepper. I would play music. I would try to go to the beat of the music. And that's kind of like how I built endurance at home. And even back then, my workouts weren't crazy high intensity, because they weren't, but it did help me get into the habit of working out. During that time, I set myself with a goal of saying, I'm going to do my stepper 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. And the days that I would get out of work early, those were the days that I would head home and be super excited to just hop on my stepper. It was honestly, y'all, it was so fun. So I really freaking loved my stepper during this time. time. Like it helped me like you have no idea. I really fell in love with that, and I started doing my stepper multiple times a week and just having fun with it. Moved into an even smaller apartment, and that's when I started posting on TikTok, and people just started asking questions about it. And the thing about that stepper is that is the stepper that I started with, but it is only up to 220 pounds, which I didn't know. When people went and tried to buy the stepper, they would come back to my comment section and be like, I would love to get this stepper, but it's only up to 220 pounds and I'm over that. I looked into a few options, and there was this one that was up to 330 pounds, and I got that. That has become my favorite one. It's the one that twists to the sides, and I freaking love that stepper so much because to 330 pounds essentially. Then they came out with a pink stepper, original one that I had, the smaller one, and I was just like, you know what, if it's in pink, I want it in pink. And then the company that made the bigger one came out with a smaller version that withstands up to 330 pounds, and in the compact version. Those are the 4 steppers that I have. Now let's go over the differences. The first stepper that I'm going to talk about is the most affordable one. That is the original one that you see in this video. It does have resistance bands if you want to use it and do some arm workouts while you're on your stepper. And it does have the adjustable resistance. So when I talk about adjustable resistance, it just means the steps are going to go a little bit higher, so it's going to make it a lot harder for you to push down because it's going to require a lot more knee flexion. Like how compact it is, it's very narrow, so the steps are up and down. I feel a lot on your quads. I feel a lot on my glutes, on my calves sometimes. I like that one a lot. Survived with that one for the longest time. It's the pink one, and that is the exact same as this one, so they're the exact same thing. The only difference is the pink one doesn't have the resistance bands. It still has the adjustable height, so you can go a little bit higher. That will just make the steps a lot harder to push down. Those are up to 220 pounds, adjustable resistance, up and down movement. Very compact, not that heavy, but they are really good quality and they have lasted me years at this point. Let's talk about the 330 pounds. This is the one that you see on this video. The base is a lot bigger, very sturdy. I like that one a lot. The motion is not up and down. The motion is more side to side. You will feel it in your obliques, so like in your core, the sides of your core, and you will also feel it a little bit more on your glutes and the side of your legs. I love that stepper. She is my favorite, but she doesn't have adjustable resistance. No adjustable height pattern, because it is more of a side to side movement. It's a really good movement and I enjoy it so much. If you're looking for a stepper that is a little bit more challenging, that is one that you could do. And I really do enjoy that one. I can run a little bit faster on it, or I can take it very slow. And I really like the fact that it's more inclusive in size because up to 330 pounds. And then they came out with a more compact version, which is pretty much the same as the one that I just described, except that the movement is up and down, and that one does have the adjustable resistance with that knob. It is a more affordable alternative. I think that it's great that they came out with an alternative that is up to 330 pounds in a smaller, more compact version. That is another question that I got a lot. I see that you have a lot of different steppers. Which one is your favorite? And I always tell you all of them are great, but my favorite one personally is the one that goes side to side. That's the one that has bigger feet placements, able to move a little bit better. And I also love the pink one because of course she's pink. They all come with a counter, but I don't use the counter. I don't use the counter on any of my cardio equipment. I use my watch to track all of my workouts. So I would highly suggest, if that is something that you're willing to invest, I got an Apple Watch Series 3 back in the day and on sale, and it helped me so much to track my workouts, and it was my own personal accountability buddy. I set up my goals goals, and I feel like that is the best way to track your workouts. And if you are using an Apple Watch to track your workouts, if you hop on the stepper and you're just doing the stepper, I put it on their stair stepper workout, so it does count towards your daily steps. And I use an app that is called Pedometer Plus to be able to track my steps. I'll see if I can insert a little video as to how to add the little widget to your Apple Watch screen so that you can see your steps in daytime, because I don't know if you notice with the Apple Watch you have to like go to and slide and do all that. With this little widget you can actually see the steps on the screen. Another question that I got was whether or not is knee friendly. I do have issues with my knees. As I explained, I used to have a lot of knee issues trying to use a jump rope, but I noticed that with my stepper, I don't have knee issues like that. Like I will get sore from my quads, and my quads get very tight sometimes, so I definitely have to stretch, and that tightness can sometimes extend to your knees. So I definitely suggest doing a warm-up before you hop on your stepper, especially if you're new to working out. You definitely need to warm up your knees, and maybe during this time not wear shorts, wear something that's going to keep your legs warm, because sometimes cold weather can affect your knees and joints as well. Again, like if you have bad knees, this is something that you're gonna have to try and see if it works for you, because I have issues with my knees, but my knees are not inherently bad. I'm just speaking from experience. But a lot of people have said that it's not hard on your knees. But again, like I'm just being transparent. The reason why I like shopping on Amazon is because they have such an amazing return policy, and it's very easy to return. Like you can literally just bring your package to a UPS or like a Kohl's, and you will be able to send your package back in case it doesn't work out for you. And if it doesn't work out for you, that is totally fine. I'm just sharing a product that worked for me, and I hope that it works for you. However, if you don't have issues with your knees and you still experience some knee pain, at times it might be because we're locking our knees and hitting the bottom every time that I take a step. What that's gonna do is every time you hit the bottom and you press so hard, it's going to shock like your legs. Of course you will feel knee pain. So I think my biggest tip is to not lock your knees all the time. So I will take turns going from like really fast, and then like I will take breaks where I'm stepping all the way down but not slamming my weight down. I'm really trying to go controlled, core tight, and I feel like that really helps it be a lot softer on your knees, and that's why I haven't experienced knee pain with it. Because if I get back pain during this, and I don't, I've noticed that the times that I have gotten back pain is because my posture is bad. What you have to think about is where you're keeping your pelvis and your core. So I always refer to a ribs down position, hips tucked, and you are trying to engage your core, protect your low back. These are the things that have truly helped me make the stepper really challenging, and I'm really just focused on using my core strength and my legs to push through those movements. One question that I got a lot was if I reach my 10,000 steps using the stepper alone, and I don't. The stepper is just an aid into getting my 10,000 steps. So at times the way that I will look at my day is, okay, today I have a really busy day ahead where I'm just going to be sitting on my computer all day long. Depending on how intense you go, this is just an example of Monday. I did 31 minutes on the stepper. Active calories, I burned 310. Total calories were 365. And my heart rate stayed at an average of 157. For the day, I walked 12,600 steps. And this was a more active day. I took my dogs on potty walks twice, which were shorter walks. They're about 15 minutes each walk, so not extremely long walks, just kind of like around our block so that they could go potty. I went to the gym and I worked out, so I got some steps there. I ended my day with a stepper workout because I hadn't reached my 10,000 step goal. I actually was about 1,000 steps short by the end of the day, and I was like, let me hop on my stepper and do a little bit on it, and they ended up surpassing my 10,000 step goal. So I think that if you start looking at the stepper as just like an aid to get some steps in, I've noticed that in a 30-minute session, my steps can go from 2,500 to 100 if I really push myself and I go like a lot faster during that time and I'm almost like running, then yes, I will definitely get more steps. That's the way that I look at the stepper. I look at it as an aid into getting to my 10,000 steps, but I will not spend 2 hours. I think that if I wanted to reach 10,000 steps, I'll probably have to be on the stepper for 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. Break it down, you know, like see if you can do 30 minutes in the morning or 30 minutes at night, and just adding consistent activity throughout your day will absolutely help you. It will help your mind, and it might help weight loss too, which was another frequently asked question. Will it help with weight loss? And I am not somebody who's really focused on losing weight. I am always going to encourage you to feel like the best version of yourself at whatever size you are right now. And if you want to work into feeling better and looking better, that's totally fine, but love yourself the way that you are today. If you are trying to lose weight, consistency is the key. Consistency and consistently working out, consistently making changes into your diet will lead you to weight loss. The consistency part is where people struggle with a lot. That was me. I struggle a lot with consistency. I couldn't find myself working out consistently. To me, it was boring. I was always taught that working out was something that you did to lose weight. I'll make another video about this, but if you are somebody who has always been obsessed with losing weight, I can tell you, it's so challenging to stay consistent because you're constantly taught to hate your body the way that it is now. This is not the vibe here. The vibe here is if you want to lose weight, you just have to stay consistent with working out and make some adjustments to your diet. I made a video a while back of food replacements that I've made throughout the years that have helped me consistently stay at a lower body fat percentage. If you are somebody who's looking to lose weight, I am not going to sit here and tell you, oh my God, the stepper is miraculous. You're going to lose so much weight. You can, but it's not magical, and you still have to put some work in. That means clocking in consistently. That means that adding intensity to your workouts. That means adding intensity to it, going faster during your workout, keeping your heart rate a little bit higher, making changes to your diet. I probably lost about 15 pounds just using the stepper. But do I wish I had weight train at the same time? Yes, like if I could go back, I would do a couple of things differently to build some muscle with it and just use it as a form of cardio. And that's what I do now. But yes, it can help with weight loss if you do it consistently and you make some changes to your diet. The next question was, do you need to get 10,000 steps a day to be able to see changes? And the answer is no. See, the thing for me was when I started my fitness journey, I was somebody who's very sedentary. When I first got my Apple Watch and I would look at the amount of steps that I would get, my steps would be probably 2,000 steps a day, sometimes 1,000. It was not great. My food choices were very poor because I was going through it. We were going through so much during this time. Literally, I ate what was available. Sometimes I would eat the entire day out of 7-Eleven. When I started incorporating activity into my lifestyle and I started making this a consistent change, things changed. I started seeing changes in my body. I started losing weight. I made changes to my food, and I have videos here where I talk about the transparency of going through a fitness journey and cutting off all of the foods that I liked, because that's what you're taught. You're taught that you can't eat bread, you can't eat tortillas, you can't eat this. Looking back, I wish I had done things a little bit different, but I'm very grateful that she did all the work so that I could be here. I went from getting no steps in to getting about 5,000 to 6,000 steps a day consistently by using the stepper. So that jump from going to 2,000 steps to 3,000 steps to 4,000 steps, yes, that progression of activity has definitely led us here. So you don't need to start getting 10,000 steps a day. It's so unattainable if you get 1,000 right now. So my best advice is track your steps, put on your watch the minute you wake up, and take it off the minute that you go to bed, and see how many steps you get in a day. And then see where that baseline is. How many steps are we getting consistently? And then up it by 1,000. for the next month, up it by 1,000. Just start getting more steps into your day. And it's gonna help so much. It's gonna make such a change, because a lot of people don't think about those little activities throughout your day that are going to make a difference in your lifestyle. Just start slowly increasing your steps, and the stepper can help you do that. Even if it's just 15 minutes a day, even if it's just to close your ring. I do that all the time. And I do sometimes workouts on here. I have a whole playlist of workouts on the stepper that you can do that are 30 minutes long, that will help you do a mix of strength training with cardio. And it's like a very HIIT style. So it's 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off. And we're progressing. We're doing workouts that are a little bit harder so that you can grow with them too. And there are some that are very beginner friendly so that you can learn how to work out. Build strength, build endurance, and those things are key into your fitness journey. And we're also making working out fun, because that's the key. Working out has to be fun so that you can stay consistent with it. One more question that I got was, what was the vest that I was wearing? And that is a weighted vest. So at times when I feel like I can spice up my workout on my stepper, I will throw on a weighted vest. It is a 15-pound vest. It's going to be linked down below as well. That vest makes it a lot more challenging. Before I started using my vest, I would put my weights up here and hold them and do like a weighted cardio moment, and that helps build that core strength, and it helps really challenge yourself as well. So if you're ready to up the challenge, then you can get a weighted vest or just hold your dumbbells up here. It's gonna make such a difference. How is it for balance? They do have some options that have handlebars, but when I first started working out on the stepper, I would hold on to a wall. So I would make sure I was next to a wall so I could hold on like this. And now I really don't. My balance has improved so much, which is something that she has helped me with throughout these years. It is not meant for everybody, and that's totally fine. I really do love mine, and I wouldn't share it with you as much as I do if I really didn't love it. I have a lot of workouts using the stepper because y'all love those, and I love those too. That's actually how I started incorporating strength training into my lifestyle, was doing those workouts, because I was like, I just need to keep my heart rate up. I need to keep my heart rate up. And looking back, all I was doing is building that endurance, and that has helped me so much to this day. I hope that I answered all of your questions. And if you have any more questions, leave them down below for me. You're starting your fitness journey, just don't overcomplicate it. Start incorporating consistent activity into your life. Find a way that you can enjoy working out, and that way you don't see it, you don't look at working out as a task that you just have to do, but you can look at it as alone time and time that you can dedicate to yourself. Time that you can dedicate to yourself, becoming better every single day. I absolutely love you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on my next video. Okay, bye.